So when we're talking about Leo the artist, because Leo has different hats, we have different roles, different hats. But when I'm talking to Leo the artist, like how would you describe your artistry? Like what categories do you say this is Leo?
All right, so how would I categorize my artistry? This is Leo. At 7:46 a.m., a beautiful day. Yes, so you're on time. Don't you're on time for work. You ain't late. And if you're San Nicolas and you're still tuning to me, and yeah, more by now, then you're late. Then yes, I'm sorry. Then there's no way I can help you with it. Hey, Tabby. Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey Leo, thanks for being here. Let's jump right in.
Let me go.
So, how would you describe yourself?
How would I describe myself? Well, honestly, I'm a real caring person. I care a lot for people, a lot for the well-being. I'm also a good listener. I didn't believe it at first, but I realized most people start to talk to me a lot. So, I think I'm a real listener, but also a learner. I like to learn a lot, Hate making the mistakes. Now they say lesson learns, but I hate making the mistakes. But now I can see I'm a learner. I like to learn. I think sometimes it's my pro and con because I like to learn too much sometimes. So you learn from maybe one subject, so many different things, but Leo's a learner. I like to learn.
I love the part of being a learner. What would you say is your biggest lesson that you've learned?
To make, to make, yeah. I don't like the word mistakes, so that I think it's just that it's all right to learn something new in the process. So like you're learning something in the process, and a lot of times you want to make it right the first time. You want to do it good 100%. And I had that thing. I wanted to be perfect. After I realized, like, no, you could learn from this, right? You take a step back, and then, all right, this time I'm going to do it better now. And just because you're doing it good for maybe a year or 2 years or whatever, doesn't mean you can't even grow more. You can't even expand more. So I think that really helped me out through the whole, yeah, process of it all.
So basically, mistakes are actually lessons learned.
Still trying to grasp that, but I know it's there. But for myself, like Leo, it's not a mistake. It's a lesson that you learn for next time.
Love it. Love it. Tell us a little bit about your history.
About my history.
Yeah, give us some Leo history.
Leo history. All right, so I was born in St. Martin, or like to say, St. Martin.
Oh, you're from St.
St. Martin. Born there in 92. Lived in Holland a few years from 96 till 2002. And 2002 is when I came with my family here in Aruba. So I'm literally 18 years on the island of Aruba right now. Sports. Leo grew up in sports, a lot of sports. Soccer was my favorite sport. Of course, living in Holland, played soccer a little also, was defense at a team, came to Aruba, continued some soccer, played for selection of Aruba also a little time there. So sports were always there. So grew up more in basketball also after, played for Ling and Sons back then, YMCA Ling and Sons, played for them also at time.
You good?
I was all right. I could have played. I wasn't a star player, but I was a good role player. Let me put it like that. That was my role. All right, let me go. I'll give you a good 12, 15 points. No, but, and then music also. For those who know me, I have a musical family, musical background. And it's funny, I never knew that much about music. Like, I always loved it. But, like, my father, small, he was playing real old, let's say old school. Marvin Gaye, and then sometimes Super Dynamic and Double Ere,
Wow.
and all those old school soul songs, and from Curacao. And me and my brother always used to say, "Hey, why you playing? Turn off that music. You don't like that." And then growing up, now we playing them. Me and my brother listening to them.
Why is spirituality an important part of your development?
That shaped me literally who Leo is. I was literally born in the church, like literally, like born into it. And in church is where I was the first place I emceed, I hosted. I could have really crack a joke freely, openly. I learned to play the drums in the church. And I learned to open up my musical ear, musical, how to say that? Love for music, literally love for music. So I had to listen to all those stuff, but got in tune with it. So I got this gift from God to develop it. It seemed like the story with the talents. Like, what are you gonna do with your talents? One got five, one got two, one got one. What are you gonna do with it? And that story always stuck with me because being even how you say being in the church or being a spiritual person, it made me realize like, God gave you all of this, and you're not gonna do anything with it. Like, did he like make it as a waste until like, you have it? Be like, I'll just keep it to myself and I'll live and die. Like you didn't. What did you impact your friends and your family? Did you impact your community, your loved ones, those around you? Did you really use it to its full potential? Did you even try to use it? So I think being in church, it really opened me up. So then, like, so when I go out there, my foundation is like more. My no, more no. My foundation is sure. My foundation is secure.
When did you realize that your gifts and talents were necessary?
I think around Marvel. I was in Marvel. Like, I was in a dance group also for a while, and I did any like thing that had to do with talent show or acting or whatever. Yeah, I was in an acting also program. Whatever it was, I was always there. But there was a competition I did, and I think I saw like so many different young artists and the artistic field from dance, music, rap, poetry, everything. And I realized how joyous it was. Like really like how much you could say and how much you could make people feel and how much you could encourage and motivate people. And then like I just keep seeing it over and over. And I was like, this is something that actually could work. But I saw people do stuff and I never like, oh, you could do that. And like, okay. And then you doing that. And and I saw people developing it. So I'd say like, okay, this is something I think I could use. Not just use, like grow into. So, I think around my Marvel time, when I was in Marvel, I think that helped a lot.
How has growing up in San Nicolas influenced your artistry?
Ooh, oh man, a lot. And I'm gonna say why, because you see, like I used to live in Holland, and the whole culture there, the way living there is totally different. It's just way out of everything. So coming here as a young boy, I wasn't used to the music. I wasn't used to the culture. I wasn't used to the way of speaking. I wasn't used to the way of living. Just the whole everything around the San Nicolas, just different. That's just a word, different. So living, I even when I just came into, I used to ask my parents like, but why do they say certain words like that? They live in Holland. Where look, I used to live in Groningen.
Yep.
When I say Groningen,
Wow.
I got that. Yeah, wow. When I say Groningen, I'll be like, oh no, whoa, what are you doing up there? If you know Groningen, maybe now it has a lot of people from the islands there, but back then, where I know Groningen Delzel, so I was like up,
All the way up
all the
there.
way up, right? Just like the song says, all the way up, all the way up. So coming here and then seeing everything, then that's hearing the music a lot also. The music is so different and the way people talk and the way it really gave me a sense also knowing more of who I am as a person in a sense in a Caribbean man. All right, like I said, I left St. Martin as a small boy. I left small, so I vaguely remember some stuff there that I remember up to now, but the way of living there, I don't remember. I didn't remember when I was living in Holland. Like I used to the Holland lifestyle. So coming here in Aruba again, and especially San Nicolas, just the it shaped me more like okay, this is a real Caribbean way of living. Good morning, good day to you. Als je to Miss Brimelda Charles locked on. You feeling good? You always feeling good. You always feeling good. Here in San Nicolas, if you ain't good, they can tell you.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd. And maybe it's not personally with you. They're cool with you and everything, but they be like, hey, look, I don't like what you do. Flat out. I got friends with me, good friends with me, I know for over 10 plus years, but they just like, Leo, what you did there? No, like, it is nothing personal, like what you did there in your music, or you did in your poem, or the way you spoke. I didn't like it. So here, critique, but they're not critical to bring out. They really tell you, like, no, look,
It's
it's
constructive.
constructive, view constructive, and you get it from your best friend, and you get it from a total stranger. Either way, they don't hear, they don't bite their tongue, and I think that a lot of time forced me to be like, all right, what would they say if I did like that? All right, but sometimes I would literally go against seeing how I could, and they would maybe expect a way for me to do something, so I would literally on purpose do it the other way. My mind is a weapon that is constantly strengthened. For my inner me, who deserves inner peace. Peace is very essential for my creative process. So what I put into the world comes from that place of peace. I can take my surroundings for granted sometimes. But mental health is that key puzzle for getting it right.
Leo, what kind of challenges or struggles did you have to overcome to become who you are today?
Well, many people don't know I really had a stuttering problem. A real stutter problem. Like I always wanted to speak quick from small, and I got made fun of out of that too. Like really stuttering. It wasn't drama, but it was there. You would be like, you would hear him say, it was a mess. So I remember it was for a project from Palacio APE we had to do, and I actually wanted to MC. Now I saw my mom MC in the church 100 times.
The best.
Oh man, and I saw how she did it, made people laugh and thing. And that was really one of my first one because I always did it in the church, like followed her a little, a little. And I said, you know what, let me try it for school. And I remember one person was like, Leo, you? But they said like, nah, I like you. And literally I was like, that hurt, yo. I was like, yeah, why would you say that? So that really hurt me. And I like really bursted out in tears. I didn't even want to do it. Like, yo, let me just try the thing. And I still end up doing it. But what happened, the day before, because we had to set up. The day before, I literally just, the night before, I was online looking like, presentation wise, how to be a better presenter, better MC, tips and all that. For a while, I said, you know what, I don't want to do it. But I still took up the challenge. Reached home, I remember reached home, the last bus, reached home 1 o'clock. I had to be back at school for like 5:36. Well, I stayed on the computer, laptop for a good 2-3 hours just looking at videos, stuff on Google, how to be a better presenter, how to be an MC, all of that. Went that same day, I think I slept for like a half an hour or whatever. Went, did the program, the whole event, and it was a success.
What for you was a golden tip, and whom did you get it from?
A golden tip for me.
The tip is like, it changed you. It really, it like turned the light on.
Oh, I'm gonna need oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna need a minute, but the golden tip. I always have to be ready. That was the main thing that I got of it. But he always, I'm gonna say his name in a bit. But he told me to like, so before I even say what I'm gonna say, I already know what I'm gonna say. And then he also told me like, always think of the plan B and C's ahead. Don't wait for something to happen. Think, oh man, what are we gonna do? Think of the plan B and C's ahead. And I got it from a fellow person I saw host many times at MC, and that was Mr. Jason Rogers.
Wow.
Mr. Jason Rogers. I don't know.
Shout out to Jason.
Shout out to Jason Rogers. I remember we were sitting, we had an event at a church or whatnot, and I saw him. and he's one host I like to look at because he really could be funny, but he'll switch it to serious also. You're gonna leave with a message also.
Who has inspired you?
My biggest inspiration, believe it or not, Will Smith.
Okay, in what way?
The first show I saw of him was Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and up to this day, I could look at all Fresh Prince of Bel Air episodes, like literally. And I think I saw him be so funny and witty, but then Fresh Prince also had some serious episodes, some real serious episodes where used to hit you like, oh wow, it's a serious one. Then he did music also and the rapping, won Grammys, and for me, he literally like did it all. But at the same time, also I have to say my brother Alberto Philips, and mom,
Yeah.
El Madre, the mom, she how you say, I saw her push so much that really I really want to do good for her. 'Cause I saw her sacrifice a lot.
So we all have very specific, desires for our community. What's your desire for San Nicolas for the coming days, coming weeks, the coming months, coming years, maybe? What are your desires?
For me personally, to not forget about the kids. Not forget about the kids and the youths. These youths of San Nicolas, these kids of San Nicolas, I think if any time right now we could really instill in them, as tough as they may be, as hard it may be, like, no, it's needed. I really, these youths and these kids of San Nicolas have so much, like I said, potential. They have so many gifts and talents that they could use for so much good. It just got to be birthed. The ideal San Nicolas for me, you know, coming from an artist, I come from artists. I think a lot of artistic platforms. And when I mean artistic, I'm talking everything. So photography, painting, street paintings, dance. I think it's San Nicolas has, for me, the idea would be, it's how to put it, we already make it alive, but I think it could even be more livelier, and I think that comes a lot with how much we bring each other up. So I think the more we bring each other up and we express ourselves in all the different artistic platforms, I think that really would be for me the ideal San Nicolas. Like, constantly something going, constantly action going, constantly from the youngest to the oldest, constantly something happening in here, but an artistic platform that people could really, enjoy themselves.
Who needs to do that? Who needs to do that?
It always starts with us, and with us, I'm one of the us. I'm one of the us. There ain't no other way around it. I can't say them or like, nah. Us. And I'm part of us.
Thank you, Leo. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you for sharing your heart, opening up a side to yourself that maybe we don't always get to see. And we wish you the utmost best in your development, in your career. It's multi-talented and is very diverse. But I want to say on behalf of all of San Nicolas, we are very proud of you and very proud of who you are becoming. It's amazing to see you hosting shows, big stages, small stages, medium stages, but you're always, we once you hear that voice, that's Leo or Leo. But I just want to say that we're very proud of you and we're looking forward to everything that you will be doing and for San Nicolas and with San Nicolas.
For sure. Thank you once again for the invitation, Tabby. And it's something I always say, moving forward, you always got to put in work. All right?
Hashtag.
You read the hashtag?
I read the hashtag.
You read the... you see? Teardrop. So, thank you, Tabby. Thank you for real and keep it moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for watching. We hope you've been inspired. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.